And let's review this game. As you can see, a nice game with a decent accuracy on both sides. My opponent scored an 86.5 accuracy, whereas my accuracy has been only 81%. Still, a good performance, above 2000 for my opponent, and 1800 for me. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. So this is the Reti opening. I play with black. My opponent starts with knight in f3. E6, d4, d5, uh, bishop in f4, pawn in c5, pawn in c3, and here I develop my. This is the London system for white. I have to remember that here the best idea is to develop my dark square bishop and ask for a trade. If I remember correctly, here the best move for white is to um, bring back the bishop so that after this exchange he can recapture, and there is an open file for this rook that is that puts white in a favorable position. However, back with the actual game, I developed my queen in b6, attacking the pawn in b2. Here white advances the pawn in b3, I capture with my pawn in d4, he captures back with the c pawn, and here I decided to develop my knight, which is an inaccuracy. The best move was to develop the bishop. E3 for white, that wants to develop his light square bishop. I develop my light square bishop as well. Bishop in e2, ready for castling. Um, I give this check with my dark square bishop. White blocks with the knight in b, that from b1 moves to d2, and I develop my knight in f6. Pawn in a3 attacking my bishop, and here I decided to trade my bishop for white's knight. That captures back using his knight. I castle so that my development is finished. White castles as well. As you can see, the position is still equal. I move my rook on the c open file. A pawn move by white, pawn in h3. I want to reroute my knight. I want to put that knight in g6, so knight in e7. b4, knight in e7, attacking the bishop, that goes back to h2. I want to trade that light square bishop, and I recapture back with the queen. Knight in b3, knight in e4, and And this is a good move by white because now I have two options. I decided to capture, which is an inaccuracy, and the best idea instead were these was this. But I didn't like the fact that after this move, after this b6, knight can take my knight. I have to take back with my pawn. And here, this pawn is very weak, and instead the pawn structure of white is good. However, that was the best move. Here, okay, so we traded knights. White captures with the d pawn. I push my pawn to b6, and this is a nice move by white because with bishop in d6 he is both attacking my rook but he is also defending that pawn, and that is a very nice outpost for the bishop, and it's not easy for me to capture that pawn and remove that bishop. So rook in e8, pawn in e4. I didn't understand that move, and here I capture the pawn with my b pawn. A few exchanges. White brings the queen in the center, queen in d4. I protect the e-pawn with a pawn push f5. Rook in b1 attacking my queen. The queen has to move and moves to c6. Here white wants to double the rooks, and so rook in b3. I move the rook to attack the queen x-ray. The queen moves to a1. I attack the rook on b3, and white doubles the rooks. Here my idea, this is a mistake, pawn in e5 is a mistake, or it's an inaccuracy. As you can see, the position is almost equal. My idea was to jump with the knight in f4, because right now this bishop is a monster. It controls a lot of interesting squares, so I have to do something to block its movement. So here I decided to advance that pawn, so that now the bishop can't capture my knight if my knight jumps in f4. Rook in b7. Here there is okay, here my idea was to exchange to trade queens, because I thought that those two pawns could be dangerous for white. this is enormous mistake that I didn't see. This is enormous blunder that and I didn't realize because I this is tunnel vision at its best. I only I was only seeing the trade of queens, but here there is this move. Um, Probably here yes, the best is this, and then I capture back, and I'm up one piece. Okay, you arrive in. You have two rooks in the seventh square, but I can defend. I can defend from this, and the position is better. Black is better in this position, but here, let me no. Okay, here, if white doesn't trade and play this rook is hanging. And here I'm up one piece. And my position is almost -3. However, I didn't see any of these. I captured white's queen. I activated my knight. Bishop takes. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. That wasn't a good idea. The good idea was this. And after this, there is this. Okay, no. This one. But if you take this, okay, has to move, and I can take this. Then this, okay, then this. So check with knight in e2. The king moves and get closer to the knight. Now that knight is hanging. I capture the pawn in c5. If king takes, I take the bishop. But there is this check. I move. And here. And here white ignores the threat on the bishop. I take the bishop. Here the best move was to play this one. And after this, this. Okay. So take. Okay, here the idea was to go here. Position is better for white. Difficult to stop this pawn. This is basically lost. This is basically lost because these pawns are not going nowhere, and unless white makes some blunders, this is a game over for me. So let's see what happened here. This is an error, but I was quite desperate. Yeah, no way to. This is game over. This is game over. I try to fight, but yeah. So I think that Probably this moment is the source of all my issues in this game. Yeah, like this. Uh, this is probably an easier position to play with. Evaluation is 0, so complete equality. And let's see instead after this a slightly advantage for white. Okay, okay. See you in the next one. Ciao ciao.